Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
It seems like that Barry is one of the best GMs at picking up free agents and drafting basically all the defensive areas on any team. That's why our defense is so all-starish. But it seems like that he has a serious problem picking out offensive players. It seems like our wide receivers just don't do it. Thank God he went out and got Amari Cooper. But it just seems like we're having such a hard problem getting a good wide receiver. And I really hope that we can get somebody to complement Cooper and stop the double teams that he gets all the time. Thank you so much. Love the Browns. Love your show. Go Browns. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Tim, actually, we've done this a couple of times since 2010. They haven't drafted a lot of guys before the third round. Andrew Berry has drafted 3 guys in the third round: Tillman, David Bell, Anthony Schwartz. Schwartz didn't work out. Since 2010, Corey Coleman's the only first-round pick they've had. That was not good. Greg Little was a second-round pick. That wasn't very good. They did draft Josh Gordon supplemental second round. That was pretty good, except he couldn't keep himself straight and narrow. So they haven't put a lot of resources into the wide receiver position.
100%. Even looking, Andrew Berry's brief draft history, looking at all the picks he's made in the top 75, only 2 of them have been offensive players. Jed Wills with the 10th pick in 2020. Then last year, Cedric Tillman's 74th overall, so barely a top 75 pick. And that's the only one they've used on a skill player on offense. Obviously Andrew Berry's had luck finding players, later in the draft that have been, helpful and that have contributed. But obviously, trading 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, that kind of takes away some of the, the higher odds of getting a high-end receiver. I know, Puka Nacua was a 5th-round pick. Amon-Ra St. Brown, was a day 3 steal for the Lions back in 2021. Those are, rare. For every one of those guys, there's about 8 or 9 other guys that, they don't amount to much in the NFL. So I think it comes down to, using those primary resources you have on one of those primary positions. And yes, receiver is a primary position. I mean, look at the impact those guys are having. Look at how much money those guys are getting paid, especially if you're a top-end number 1 superstar receiver. Those are the guys that are super rare to find with a high-value pick, with a high first-round pick. As you go further down the draft, it's just harder and harder to do. So, you just got to keep taking swings at it if you're Andrew Berry, because history says you keep swinging, eventually you'll hit big on something later on.
Yeah, it is, without question, evolved into a passing league. Nobody would argue with that. And the struggles the Browns have had at quarterback and wide receiver, there are reasons they've had struggles on the football field winning games as well.